space-time continuum before time paradoxes unravel the very fabric of the universe in Back to the Future, Dice Through Time.
Yes. This is a 2 to 4 player game for ages 10 and older. Plays in 45 minutes to an hour, and you can get it anywhere or any Target in the U.S. for $29.99.
That's right. It was designed by Ken Franklin, Chris Leader, Kevin Rogers, and published by Ravensburger. So this is a cooperative dice game.
Yep.
Where you'll be working together to repair the space-time continuum. Biff has gone and grabbed some items throughout history and the future and kind of messed them all up, threw them all over time.
Oh, Biff.
So our goal is to collect the items and return them back to their rightful time and location.
Yes.
To do that, we'll be using our dice to complete events and to move around the board. But before we get all that, to set up the game, you take the Biff Standees, which are awesome. There's one for each year, and they go in their Biff start locations. And the color of the Biff Standee matches the color of that year as well, just so you know it's a little bit easier to keep track where they go. You're going to take the out-of-time tracker and put that on the zero space.
Right.
And again, this is a little Standee as well. We have them all laying down just so it's easier for everyone to see.
Right.
You're going to shuffle up all the event cards and put those in a face-down pile. You'll give each person their own player board and matching colored dice and DeLorean. And their DeLoreans will all start on the clock tower of their respective years. So I will be playing 1955 Doc and Marty.
Right.
Where Emily is 2015 Doc and Marty.
Yes.
After that, you will choose how difficult you like the game to be. So you're going to put items out on each year. So we're doing the easiest difficulty, science experiment, where we put 2 items at each year, or in each year. It does go up all the way to Are You Chicken, which is 5 items in each year. Which is crazy difficult.
Heavy.
That is heavy. But that's essentially how you set up the game. The last thing you have to do is choose who's going to be the first player, and that is whoever has traveled through time the most, or who's the oldest, essentially, which is me, yeah. But after you do that, you're ready to go. So, again, on your turn, we're going to draw and place event cards, and then we will roll our dice, and then you take turns performing all your actions. So I'll perform all of my actions, and Emily will perform all of hers. Then we're going to advance the out-of-time tracker if we need to, add some paradox tokens, and pass the first player marker, and that's it.
Right. We'll get into all that stuff when we...
Yeah, so I guess let's hop into it right now. So first thing we're going to do is draw and place event cards, and it is important that you place them in order because some of them can affect other events.
Right.
And we will be drawing 3 per turn. Mm-hmm. And that's because we're playing with 2 players. If you have 3 players, you would draw 5. If you had 4 players, you would draw 8. So... lots for everyone to do. So
right.
let's go over what the events are here. So here is the first event. This is the Doc introduces the DeLorean to Marty at the Twins Pine Mall in 1985. So at the bottom it tells you what year and what location this will go to, and then what the event is just in the middle. At the top left is what symbols you need to actually complete these events. So this requires a Doc Brown symbol. And we'll get into that once we actually get to completing them. But this is going to go 1985 Twin Pines Mall, which is right here. Okay. The next one is going to go to the Clock Tower Mall in 2015. And it requires a fist to complete it. And this is the hoverboard chase. So if you can put that in the Clock Tower Mall, that's right where you're at.
Okay.
Wow, look at that. And the next one, oh boy, okay. So we already have a duplicate. So there are up to 3 events per location per year.
Right.
So this will make the Twins Pine Mall quite more difficult to complete, but we're going to be able to work together to get this done, I think. So right. This one's going to go the same time, same location, and it's going to add a fist and another Doc Brown symbol. So they actually just pile up like that, and now to complete the events at this location, we have to have 3 different symbols instead of the one that we needed before. So
right.
1985 is looking... dicey already.
Oh.
Alright, so now we'll go on to the next phase and roll our dice. And there are 6 different symbols on the dice, and they all have special abilities along with just being able to be used to complete the events. So, let's see here. Wow. I didn't get any of the symbols we need to complete that event there. How about you?
I've got... 2 of them?
Okay.
I've got a dock and a fist.
Well,
but I don't have a flux capacitor, so I couldn't relocate anyway.
Right. Okay. So I have 2 fist icons. on my dice, which are normally used to move Biff around the board. So if I was in Biff's location, I could spend a fist icon and push him somewhere else in my year. I don't want to do that, though, because Biff's fine right now. He stops you from completing events or from turning in items.
Right.
So he's fine. They're all fine where they're at, technically.
Right.
So another thing you can do is if you ever have two matching symbols, like I do here, I have two fists, you can use Mr. Fusion to turn those into anything else. So I'm going to take these two fists, throw them into Mr. Fusion, and turn them into a flux capacitor, which looks like this. And that's going to allow me to actually travel through time.
Right.
When you travel through time, you can go to any time as long as you stop in the same location. So I could go to the clock tower in 1885, 1985, or 2015. 2015 might not be the best choice, because if we ever run into each other, we cause a bit of a time paradox,
Right.
and we're going to have to increase the out-of-time tracker. So
Right.
let's not do that. I'm just going to travel to 1985. And then for my next one, I'm going to use the arrow icon here, and that is going to allow me to travel to any location in my current year. So I'm just going to go ahead and travel over here to the Twin Pines Mall, hoping I can get set up for next year maybe, and just get some dice. I do have one more arrow token here. Actually, I'm going to take that back. Before I move, I'm sorry, I'm going to use a cool effect, one of my favorite effects in the game, which is rippling dice. So I can leave a die in any location in any year, and anyone that is in a later year in the same location can use that die, or in the same year. So I'm going to leave that there, and so anyone can come to 1985 or 2015 at the clock tower and pick up that die and use it.
Right.
As if it's their own. Now I'm going to spend my arrow to move over to Twin Pines Mall. Now Emily has an extra arrow just in case she needs it. I don't know if she will, but that's the end of my action, so it'll be your turn now.
All right. So you set me up for success here. I'm already here. I have the exact die I need, and Biff is not here. So I'm going to turn in that fist to solve the hoverboard chase.
Yep. So as long as Biff's not at your location and you have the correct symbols on to complete the event,
I will take an item.
You can complete all the, or you have to complete all the events at once. So like I can't complete just one of those. I would need all the dice or symbols.
My item.
And if you clear all the events from a location, you do get to draw an item from that year. So Emily got Doc's letter, and it tells you here at the bottom that it needs to be returned to the clock tower in 1885.
Well, well, well.
So that'll go at the bottom of her board there, like that.
Okay, so normally you can hold up to 2 items.
That's correct.
But since I'm already here, you're already there, you have left me this rippling die, which I can use, and I have an arrow. And I have my own arrow, so I'm going to boom Mr. Fusion those into a flux capacitor and shoot me right up to the clock tower in 1885 right now, where there's no Biff, there is no event, so I'm going to turn in Doc's letter.
Yep, so as Emily said, you can return an item as long as there's no Biff in that location and no event. So since it's clear, she can return that. And when we return it, a couple things happen. We will reduce the out-of-time tracker by 1, but we don't get to do that because it's already at 0. And we get the best part of this game.
The best.
The Einstein token. So Einstein is a good boy, and he brings us a token.
A treat.
A treat.
A goodie.
Yeah, a goodie. Yeah. So go ahead and draw one, and I guess I can show it off here once you do it. All right. So here's what the Einstein tokens look like on the back. They have Einstein, and all of them have different symbols that are on the dice. So this has one of the arrow symbols, which anyone can use the rest of the game. And if they want to use it, they just take it and it gets removed from the game.
Right.
But it'll go up here and it's just available for anyone to use. So very helpful. So Emily's got 2 more dice left still.
I have a lightning, which would technically, its normal use is to re-roll any unspent dice. I obviously don't want to re-roll. I would only get 1, and I don't particularly need anything right now.
Right.
And then the Doc round normally removes these paradox tokens, which we'll get into in a minute. But again, that doesn't apply. And I can't really see a justification in letting them ripple.
Right.
So I think I'm just going to end.
You could.
Whoa.
You could use them for their last effect. You can discard any die to move over 1.
I know, but where would I move?
Maybe to the schoolhouse, just in case I'd miss like 1 die that I need. So you can leave it for me and let it ripple.
So I'll discard 1 to move here, and I'll discard another one to move here.
There you go.
Since you're gonna need my help. maybe.
I probably will, yes.
Right?
Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is advance the out-of-time marker. So when you advance the out-of-time marker, you're looking for whatever year has the most locations covered by events.
Right.
Not the most events, because technically this one has 2 events, but there's only 1 location covered by events.
Right.
And then you advance the out-of-time tracker 1 place for each location covered. So it'll go up 1. Not too bad.
No.
Now we will add paradox tokens. So whatever year you added or you increase the out-of-time tracker for, you will add a paradox token to those locations that have events.
Yes.
And what those do is, if you get it back to an advance the out-of-time marker again next turn, and they're still there, and that's the year that you have to advance it for, you'll have to go 1 extra. Right. Hopefully that never happens, because that's going to make it start moving exponentially faster. Next thing we'll do is pass the first player marker, and then we'll go back to the top. So I'll get Emily her 3 events.
I'm going backwards.
There you go. Yep, that one first.
So the first one is Doc readies the DeLorean for rail travel in 1885 at the blacksmith shop.
Yep.
Hey, that's where I'm at.
All right.
Oh, look at this. Doc readies the DeLorean for rail travel at the blacksmith shop.
And this one has a symbol on it that we haven't seen yet. So not only does it have the Doc Brown symbol at the top left to complete it, it also has a chicken symbol at the top right.
Right.
And whenever an event comes up with the chicken symbol, that means that Biff is going to move that location as well, making it a little bit harder to complete those events and to clean up.
Biff for me?
I will.
I don't want. Okay. And then the last one I got is an instant effect. Yep. And it's, what are you looking at? Add a paradox token to each of Biff's locations with an event that does not already have a paradox token. So luckily that does not apply.
It does.
Oh, it does? Wait,
yeah, because that's why drawing events in order is important, because since Biff moved to that location, it will get a paradox token as well. So and that's what these are like instant effects that happen. So they are yellow, and then they have the text of what happens in the middle there. And they just get discarded after you do that. So a paradox token will go up there where Mad Dog Tannen's at.
I forgot we just put him up there.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, now we'll roll our dice, and hopefully we can fix this.
Wow. I got 2 pair of twins.
Okay. Ooh, the wrenches are really good, though.
The wrenches are good.
So this is the wrench right here, and their special ability is it can count as any symbol when completing an event.
Problemo is I do not have enough.
Excellent.
To
well, you could
move there.
I have everything I need to complete my events.
I have to move there. I have to punch Biff, and I need 3 things. I think we're gonna get hit with a paradox this turn.
Possibly.
But I'll go over and do what I can, and I'm gonna have a couple tools rippling for sure. So I'm going. I don't want to use that arrow already.
You could use the lightning to re-roll. I don't know if that'll help you at all. You could turn 2 of them into a Doc Brown to clear the paradoxes.
I could do that. Yeah, all right. That's a good idea.
Okay.
I'll do that. I'll turn the 2 lightning bolts into a Doc Brown to at least get rid of these.
Okay, so she's going to use the Doc Brown symbol, or she turned the 2 lightnings into a Doc Brown, which allows her to remove 2 paradox tokens from anywhere on the board. Doesn't have to be in her year, her location, anything.
And then I'm going to discard one of my wrenches to move over, and then I'm going to let the other one ripple, so that I have a guarantee for next turn.
That's right. Yep, because you do not have to use the rippling dice this turn. You can leave them the rest of the game if you wanted, technically.
Right.
You're not forced to take them back. Okay, so on my turn, I have a fist, a Doc Brown, and a wrench, which are the last one is another Doc Brown, but the wrench can count as anything,
right?
Which is what is needed to complete these events. So I will use those 3 dice and complete both of these events, which is going to give me an item from 1985, which is the Smart Jacket, which needs to go back to the Cafe 80s in 2015. So it looks like I'm going back to the future.
Biff's hanging out at the cafe.
Oh, no, Biff. Why do you always got to be there? And I'm going to discard this lightning bolt to just move 1 to the left to try to get me going, I guess.
Okey-doke.
That direction. Okay. So now we will move on to the advanced out-of-time tracker. It is going to advance for 1885 because that's the only year with events. So it will go up 1, and we will add a paradox token to Emily's location.
It's a very busy location.
It is. There's a lot going on there. Then we'd pass the first player marker, and then if you wanted to take any dice back that you left on the board rippling, you could do so now.
No.
But you're not forced to.
I'm leaving it.
Okay. So let's draw an event, play some more event cards. The first one is Doc builds the DeLorean at his lab in 1985, and that's just where I happen to be.
Wow.
But that does have a chicken icon, so Biff's going to head over there. I hate manure. It's another instant event.
Uh-oh.
After rolling, players may move each Biff to any location in his year. Players may move each Biff to any location in his year. Okay, right, yes. So we'll have to remember that after we roll.
That's helpful.
And the last one is Doc invents the flux capacitor in 1955 at the Brown Mansion. So, and that does have the Biff icon as well. So, boy, oh boy.
Yeah, that card really helps us then.
That is going to really help us. You're right.
All right, so we got to
let's
roll
go ahead and roll.
first.
Good thing we found that manure.
Okay.
Alrighty, so
It's
now
manure
we can
time.
use I hate manure. So after rolling, we can move Biffs to any location.
Where do you have to go in the...
I have to go to Cafe
Okay, so
80,
yeah,
so I
then-
moved him. I don't know, should we just move them all like this?
Why not?
Just get them all out of here?
Sure.
Alright, watch, all these are going to get events now. Oh well.
That would be right.
It would be. Alright, so now it is my turn to take some actions. Let's see here. I didn't roll a Doc Brown, but I do have an arrow, so I'm thinking about combining the 2 arrows, unless you need that one.
Not... I've got the lightning bolt. I've got...
Oh, you need an arrow, don't you?
Yeah. I need a something.
Okay.
Oh, I don't need an arrow.
Yeah, you do. Oh, no, you have you have a lightning... Oh, you don't have a Doc Brown, though, do you?
I don't have a Doc Brown or an... Oh, I guess, yeah, if I use that arrow,
Yeah,
then...
you would have it, yep.
No. Yep, I would.
Okay. Well, I can do something else then instead. I'm going to use my flux capacitor to travel up to 1955. Then I'm going to use this lightning to complete this event instead.
There you go.
Which is going to give me another item, which needs to go to 2015 as well, to Hillsdale. It is the fax. You're fired.
Oh.
So it looks like that's, I guess, where it needs to go too, where we move Biff. Of course.
You called it.
I did.
It's like you could see into the future.
Yeah, just a little bit. I want to use my arrow to move here. Actually, I want to use my arrow to move here. I want to ripple this fist through time.
Ayo.
Yeah. All right.
So, I'm sorry. To solve my events, I need a lightning bolt.
Yep.
I need an arrow, which is going to come from Einstein.
Yep.
And
the wrench, which is
the wrench, which was going to count as a Doc Brown.
Yep.
So, that...
And the cool part is that when you remove all events, or when you clear a location of events, the paradox tokens get cleared with it.
Yes.
And Emily gets another item. Oh, and she got the power laces, which need to go back to 2015 as well. Wow,
I like shoes.
We have a lot of stuff. Biff went to the future and took a lot.
I've got a flux capacitor. Should we mess around? Actually, I am going to. I'm going to flux capacitor down to 2015, and I am going to discard my fist to move 1, and I'm at the Skyway.
Wow.
There's no Biff, there's no events. I'm going to instantly return those.
Wow. You're excellent at returning items. Oh yeah, so our out-of-time tracker will go down 1 for returning another item, and we'll get another Einstein token.
This one jumped at me.
It did.
Flux capacitor.
Excellent.
That's a good one.
It is. Alrighty. So now we're going to advance the out-of-time tracker. 1985 is again the only year with any event, so it'll go up 1, and then the paradox token will go there as well. And I will pass this on to you. And if I wanted to take that fist back, I could, but I think I'm going to use that to move Biff on this next turn as long as I can get to the future. So.
Alright, want to hand me my cards?
Yeah, sorry. 1, 2, 3.
Alright, the first one is Marty and Jennifer take a walk at the clock tower in 1985.
Oh boy.
The second one is the McFly family has rehydrated pizza at Hilldale. It has the Biff symbol anyway, so
Oh, see, Biff was meant
I
to
can
come
no
there.
longer blame you. And we've got Biff steals the DeLorean at the Skyway, where I am at.
And he goes there.
And now he moves to me.
Excellent. See ya, Biff.
I guess you didn't need that fist after all.
I didn't. What a bummer.
No,
Oh well.
Maybe it'll help.
Let's roll our dice and see what we can do here. Okie dokie.
It's me, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. I've got a fist to move Biff over here. Should I move him over here?
No, please
okay.
don't.
All right, then. I'll move him.
No, there. I need to go to Cafe 80s as well.
Here?
Okay.
Okay. And then I'm going to use my lightning bolt to complete this.
Getting the last item from 2015. I guess.
And it is the stove door that has to go to the saloon.
In 1885. All right. Oops, there you go.
And now I've got a lightning bolt and a flux.
Yep. Where's it need to go?
Or not?
The
not,
saloon.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I know, but this is.
Oh yeah, 1985 is a little lot of it's getting heavy.
I know.
In the 80s.
What should I do?
I don't know. I don't.
You've
think
got to come down to 15.
I do. So I have to use that flux capacitor up there.
Should I only go here? I can't solve any of it though.
It gets us set up for next turn, I guess. We're gonna need it.
All right, I flux capacitor up to the 80s, and then I'll discard a lightning bolt to move over one.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna use this flux capacitor token that Einstein brought us to move down to Hilldale. In 2015, I'm going to use an arrow to complete this event, which would give me an item, but I already had 2 items, so it actually wouldn't. Right. So good thing you already took them. What that does allow me to do, though, is turn in the fax, because that needs to be returned to Hilldale, and there's no events there anymore. So that will get returned, which will reduce our out-of-time tracker and give us another Einstein token, a lightning. Okay. I'm going to use my arrow to move over 1, and the other place I need to go in 2015 was the Cafe 80, so I can return the jacket. So we're going to reduce the out-of-time tracker 1 more and get another Einstein token. A fist, okay. And I have a lightning bolt, but I don't have anything I really need to do with it right now. I think I might just spend it to move here, just in case. Maybe I can jump up here and leave you dice if I need to on my turn.
Good
or something
central
like that.
location.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's going to be it. So now we're going to advance the out-of-time marker. Unfortunately, we're going to advance it for 1985, and there's 2 locations with events, so it's going to go up by 2, and there's 1 paradox token, so it's going to go up by 3 total. So 1, 2, 3.
Returned all those items.
I know. And then the clock tower will get a paradox token as well. And then we're going to pass the first player token, and I'm going to take this fist back because I don't think it needs to stay there anymore. So bring it home. All right, let's see what our next event is. We have Old Man Peabody is visited by a spaceman at the Peabody farm. Then we have Doc falls in love with Clara at the schoolhouse in 1885. And finally, Doc saves Marty at the clock tower in 1885. And that has a Biff icon. So Mad Dog Tane is coming over to the clock tower. Oh, now we get to roll our dice. Alrighty. Do you have what you need to complete anything?
I did get my Doc Brown.
Okay.
And then
I have a lightning for that one.
I have a lightning, and I think I could solve both of these with the help of a lightning or fist. I'll probably choose lightning because we use fists more because Biff's so obnoxious. Unless you specifically need one or the other.
Well,
do you need the fist to move?
Yeah, I would.
Well, then take the fist, and I'll take lightning and...
Alright, so I'm going to spend my fist die and this fist icon and throw them into Mr. Fusion to make a flux capacitor and come back to 1885.
Oh, you don't have a fist? I thought you had a fist.
No.
Oh, Biff.
So what I can do... what I can do is I can ripple this through time, because you can use that instead of using that lightning up there, right?
Yes.
And then I can ripple this as well.
Well, I don't really need...
I know. But we need a wrench there next time.
Oh, okay. Well, then save it for yourself for next time.
Yeah, I think that's the best bet right now. And then I guess I'll let this ripple as well, just in case you need it.
Wow, that's...
Yep, I know, yeah. Hey, hopefully... That's why it's caught. Hopefully I can set you up to have an awesome turn. So.
Okay. So, I'm going to solve... Oh, we don't have that many events anyway. I was going to say, I can only collect one more item. Right. So, anywho, I am going to solve this event first with my Doc Brown.
Yep. And the paradox token go away, yep. And Emily will get the last item for 1985, which is the hoverboard. Look at the 4 items from 2015 now we've had. Jeez.
All right, and then I am going to discard an arrow. Because it doesn't really matter, does it?
Yeah, or you can use it to move, but...
I'll discard the fist.
Okay.
To move 1.
Alrighty.
And then I'm going to solve that event with Doc Brown, thanks to you, and my lightning.
Okay.
There are no more items.
Alrighty.
And I've got to go to the Clock Tower Mall to return that, and I've got to go to the saloon where you're at, so I'm not going up there.
Right. You could go to the Clock Tower Mall in 2015, though. Because I did leave a...
I know.
Arrow for you.
No. Should I do that, or should I head up and try and work on that next time?
No, because you need to return items before you
can
really...
Okay.
Before you should, yeah.
True. So I'm going to use my arrow and Joe's arrow to flux capacitor, or to Mr. Fusion into a flux capacitor to take me down here.
Excellent. That's a good turn.
Not bad.
Yeah, and I only have 1 die left, which I'm going to let ripple, but we have to advance the out-of-time marker first. So, 1885 has got 2 locations covered by events, so that is where we're going to move it up twice for that, and then they're both going to get paradox tokens as well, so... Right. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so we're at 5. If we ever get to the 12 on the out-of-time tracker, we lose instantly.
Yeah, start returning. I've got to start returning my items, because that moves us back.
Yep. There you go. And
right.
then take our dice, and... Oh, no, first we draw.
Oh.
I'm getting excited here. There you go.
All right, the first one is the train pushes the DeLorean to 88 miles per hour at the train bridge. It's in that back corner.
Yep.
Marty skateboards to school at Marty's house in 1985. And Biff steals the DeLorean at the Skyway in 2015.
Oh, this is how it all started.
All right. Holy Doc Browns.
Okay. You need to go to the saloon, right? You said? Okay.
I cannot.
I know you...
come to that yet.
Okay, no problem.
So... Alright, I'm going to use the 2 docs, Mr. Fusion them into a fist, and move Biff... Nowhere? It doesn't matter yet?
No.
Let's put him back over there.
Okay.
And then I am going to...
Turn in my
item.
Because you're at the Clock Tower Mall, yep. So that will reduce the out-of-time tracker by 1 and get us another Einstein goodie.
Oh, another dog. I bet you I'm going to use that to head up there, unless you can solve those both.
I can solve the one I'm on.
And then... I don't know. What do I want to do?
Well, you do have another one that needs to go to the saloon.
I know.
Which is right here.
Should I just move over? Oh, you're right. Yeah, hey, look at that.
Yeah.
That's why I keep you around. I'm going to discard that Doc Brown to move 1, and then I'm going to flux capacitor up to the saloon.
Right.
Where we're dangerously close, and it makes me uncomfortable.
Yes, we are.
But I am going to return the stove door, since Biff's not there and there's no event there. Take us down again, and another treaty.
Ooh, an arrow. Okay.
That could help us move around.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm done.
Alright, I do not have any fist icons to move Biff, but what I do have is 2 flux capacitors, so I want to turn those into a fist, and I want to move Biff here to the saloon. He can get a drink and chill for a while. Then I already have my wrench here from last time, which is required to complete this event, so I'll go ahead and do that, which gets rid of the paradox token, and gives me the last item from 1885, which is the case of plutonium, which needs to go back to Doc's lab in 1985. And we need an arrow and a wrench to complete that one. I don't have it.
But maybe you should use your Doc Brown to get rid of that one at least, so we don't go up.
Yep, that's a good idea. So I will spend my Doc Brown just to remove that paradox token. And that's going to end our action phase. So now we're going to advance the out-of-time marker. It's going to go up again for 1885 because there's 2 locations with events. Go up twice. It would have went up 3 times if we wouldn't have removed that paradox token, though. So good call, Emily. And then we'll pass the first player marker. All right, 3 new events coming out. Enchantment Under the Sea Dance in 1955. There we are. Marty and Jennifer take a walk at the clock tower again in 1985. And Showdog with Mad Dog Tannen, or Showdown, not Showdog. Showdown with Mad Dog Tannen at the saloon in 1885.
Hey,
there we are.
Guess you shouldn't have moved Biff there.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Alright, so now we get to roll our dice. Really, how many items do we have left? Oh, we only have 1 item left. We're close to finishing this if we get to the 50s.
We can keep it under control. We're almost halfway.
I have a lot of fists.
Hey, me too. What do I need? I can't see behind my card. Doc.
Oh, you need a dock and an arrow. Yep.
I've got it.
Okay.
And I've got the one next to me, I think.
Okay.
Right? I need a dock and an arrow.
Alright, so I think I need to get to 1985 to Doc's lab, but that's not... Can you come down here and complete this one?
I could.
Because that's going to get us the last item to get us closer to what we need to win.
Okay. Are we going to get those paradoxes taken care of? Because I'm using the Doc Brown.
Oh, you are?
Mm-hmm. Unless you want me to abandon.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe just come down here and yeah.
If I discard 1 and move, and then I could flux capacitor down, I could fist... Oh my gosh. You're first. Why are you worrying about me?
Right. I want to use 2 fists to flux capacitor to the 1980s. I'm going to use this wrench to complete this event just to try and keep the timeline a little cleaner. And I'm going to discard this fist to drive on over to the Doc's lab and return the case of plutonium to where it needs to be, which is going to reduce our out-of-time tracker and give us another Einstein token.
Okay.
Ooh.
Now I could do both of those. I could do this and this. I do believe in 1 turn.
Should we do both? Or should we see, maybe you can get here and do this, and maybe you can turn it in and win this round.
If not,
that's the last item.
If not, we're going up. 5? 3? At the very least, we're going up 3.
Yep. What are you, chicken?
Yes! I like to play it safe.
It's up to you. It's your turn.
I'm gonna play it safe.
Okay.
You shouldn't have asked me. So to move over here, I'm gonna get there by discarding this lightning bolt.
Okay.
I can't foresee us needing it. Knock on wood. And then to solve the train bridge, I need an arrow and a fist.
Okay, which she has. So this will go away.
And then I am going to use my flux capacitor to go down to the Hill Valley High School. I am going to use my fist to remove Biff.
Tears look good?
I don't know. I feel like you're jinxing those now. And then to solve that, I need a fist, which I don't have, but I have a wrench, which will work as a fist. Yes. And I'm going to solve that and take the last item.
And the last item is the treated logs, which need to go back to the train bridge in 1885.
Ooh.
So, look at that. Up
That's
1
promising.
spot. Yeah.
That's promising.
All right.
I'm done.
Okay, so now we're going to advance the out-of-time tracker. 1885 still has the most locations covered by events, so we're going to increase it by 3 because there's also 1 paradox token. So there we go. And then we're going to add a paradox token to the saloon and pass the first player marker.
Alrighty.
And Emily will get her 3 new events, and hopefully there's nothing at the train bridge in 1885.
What, like this thing right here that I just got?
Oh my gosh!
The train pushes the DeLorean to 88 miles per hour at the train bridge.
At least it doesn't have a Biff icon.
And
so.
I can, so as long as I get my flux capacitor.
Yep.
And that's the saloon. Showdown with the Mad Dog Tannen. Ooh, here, I'll let you do that while I read my other one. My other one is the hoverboard chase at the Clock Tower Mall in 2015.
All right.
And I have placed, so let's roll.
All right. All you need is a flux capacitor, and we got this.
Huzzah!
All right.
So I'm going to use my flux capacitor to take me up to the train bridge. I am going to exchange my 2 fists to Mr. Fusion them into Doc Brown. Solve that. Now that that is clear of any events or Biff, I'm going to return the treated logs.
Haha! Which
restores
the space-time continuum. That means we've
it.
won. All right. So that's how you play Back to the Future Dice Through Time.
Yes.
And win.
And win.
We got lucky, I think. But that was on the easiest setting. Again, if you want to make it more difficult, you could add 3, 4, or 5 items per year, which gives you a ton to do and to return.
Yes.
But if you have any questions, we'll go ahead and transition to the Q&A a little earlier than expected, and maybe we can show off some DeLorean pieces and stuff like that, and the box.
Little...
Oh yeah. The first player
marker. This
marker.
game's all about the details.
So the first player marker is the steering wheel with the set to 88, to go back into the future or to time travel. And on the back it says roads. Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Truth.
Then we'll show you off the DeLoreans here. There are 4 different colors, but you have pretty good details on there on these little plastic minis here. And let me see here. And then the player boards, it might be hard to see. Nope. Okay, so all the player boards have different artwork at the top. This is one of my favorite things in here. So like 1955 Doc and Marty are their 1955 versions, where if you go to 2015, you got, I love his outfit there, Doc's 2015 outfit. And then we also have 1985, Marty's got his puffy vest on. And then you go to 1885 and you even have Miss Clara there too, so.
They all have their own die.
Yep, and then show off, I guess, all of the DeLoreans here. So there's yellow, purple, orange, or yellowish brown, and blue. And then let's show off the Biff Standees here. And thank you. That was some nice time traveling, if I say so myself as well. So we got all the Biff Standees. They match the color of the year that they're in.
Right.
And oops, move that. Move out of time, the events, and then we'll show off the back of the board here too.
Show the out of time being the license plate.
Oh right, yeah, I forgot about that. And then the out of time here is the actual license plate, California. This off. And on the back of the board, you actually have a letter from Doc Brown, telling you that he's writing you from the future. As you know, on October 26, 1985, I successfully performed a temporal experiment using a time machine built from a DeLorean. He goes on and on that, Biff is taking items throughout, and it's your job or he needs you to help him repair the fabric of the space-time continuum, or repair the space-time continuum to save the fabric of the universe from unraveling.
Yep, and you got some cool, cool box.
With the spot gloss.
Yes.
I believe that's the correct term.
That's our term.
That's the shining lightning there.
It's just very
with
cool.
the different versions of the DeLorean.
Cool. Very cool. Great Scott.
Great Scott. And then if you open it up, it's even got a sweet insert as well.
Nope. Maybe.
For everything to go. So you got the spots for, you can throw all the dice in here. All the cards drop right in there real nice. Oops, there we go. The DeLoreans all have a spot as well.
Right.
And it's bright orange, which is cool. And then once you get all that stuff in there, these sit on there nice. And then the board goes right on top. Kind of holds everything in place once you got the lid on, because it's like flush.
Right.
Let's see if I can show the flushness. There we go.
Flushness.
Yeah. And then, you got the flux capacitor on the back of the rulebook as well. But I think that's going to do it for our playthrough. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Until next time, though, my name's Joe.
I'm Emily.
And remember, your future is what you make it, so make it a good one.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Bye.